And we're live.
Hey guys, it's great to meet you all over Zoom. We're really glad that you're interested in learning about NFT art. Aziz, Gilberto, Tony, and I are going to walk through an overview of NFT art, its benefits, and how to be successful as an NFT artist. So if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us in the presentation or in the chat. We're also planning for a little Q&A session at the end. So the biggest component of the NFT art clearly is your digital art. The secondary component is the non-fungible token. Non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, are unique digital items that are stored on the blockchain. Think of the NFT as your digital fingerprint on your art. That NFT or that fingerprint then tells the world that you are the true owner of the digital art. It acts similarly to Picasso's signature on the canvas or your Northwestern ID without the picture on the front, obviously. You create the art, and then the NFT's purpose is to provide that proof of ownership. So these two examples on this next slide are examples of an NFT art on a marketplace known as Super Rare. So you can see Family and Metachromiac here, obviously. The artist created the art, then he tokenized it with an NFT to prove his ownership to the world, and now he's selling it on the marketplace just like any other in-person art gallery. Yeah. So at the end of the day, how does the NFT certify that you're the real owner, besides me just saying it? Regarding the security of your work, once you place the file actually on the blockchain, nobody can take that file off the blockchain or try to change and corrupt the data in your file to try and change the ownership to their own. If someone illegitimately duplicates your art and places it on the blockchain after you, like you can kind of see here with the nth block versus the second block, the data will show that you're the true owner because you were on the blockchain first and you created that token. You have the ownership through that NFT. So regarding how blockchain exists and what it does, blockchain is really similar to a big online database where data can be added but not modified. So it's similar to a Google Sheets where you can like add one line, but then after that, you can only view every other piece of data that already exists there. So once you put your data onto that blockchain and as the NFT, nobody can change that data. You can see examples of the data obviously in this graphic, but we probably won't be delving into that. So the biggest difference between digital art and traditional art is that digital art is much easier to duplicate. So at the end of the day, we have to figure out which one's the real Mona Lisa. The NFT, which is the little sticker on that top right one, it certifies what the real Mona Lisa and its owner are, and it devalidates the other fake copies and probably decreases their value. So the real purpose of the NFT is obviously to provide the scarcity, the ownership, and the real authenticity for digital art. And in the process, it reduces illegitimate duplication. So again, here are the examples of NFT art on Super Rare. And you can kind of tell the cost is 0.5 Ethereum on the left and 3 Ethereum on the right. Pretty significant amount of money, but yeah, these are the examples. At the end of the day, your art is the primary component. So the NFT is there to provide the ownership of anything digital. And so that'll exist on this next slide, whether that's art here or tickets, Formula One cars, or collectibles. So you can kind of see the other NFT uses pictured on this slide. I believe Tony's going to talk about a successful artist and walk through an example to show the details of how NFT art is created.
So there are many successful artists in NFT space. And today we're going to talk about one example, Trevor Jones. So he is like super passionate about the intersection between technology and art and has since incorporated AR, QR code, video, social media, and even computer programs into his art. So he's like definitely getting a lot of attention in NFT art space, and he's become famous due to like some really high price NFT art sales in the marketplace. So there's one quote from him: "The art colleges and artists, commercial galleries, and auction houses that don't adapt to the new ways of creating, selling, investing in, and displaying art will eventually become obsolete." So I think this quote really summarizes his attitude towards art and also NFT, that he thinks art is something that is constantly changing and evolving, And it's not just about art itself, but also about the way of creating it, selling it, and also investing it, right? And NFT is definitely changing all of that. And he believes the NFT will be the future. So let me give it like 2 examples of how NFT art is sold online. And both of the example is made by Trevor Jones. So the first one is called Genesis, which is you can see on the picture on the top right. So Genesis is sold last year around $100,000 on marketplace, and it's essentially an animation of Trevor Jones applying oil paint to a Batman's sketch by the famous comic artist. So let me take you to the website and actually see how does the art display. So as you can see, this is the profile of the Trevor Jones on the NFT marketplace called Makerplace. So you can see that it's kind of like social media platform where you can see the profile on the top and how many followers. And there's like a list of galleries of his own work. So for example, this is the Genesis. And when clicking to the individual art, on the left, you're seeing the art itself. So in this case, this NFT art is actually a video, right? So like you can choose to play the video. Yep, so just to give a sense like how this art looks like. And so on the right, there's like a title Genesis, and you can choose to make offer of the art. If you like this art and you want to own it. So there's 2 options. You can either pay with the credit card or you can pay with Ethereum. So that's basically a kind of a digital currency that you can pay to in order to own the art. And so this is where it's really important. So this is like a proof of authenticity of this art. You're seeing the owner and the creator of this art, and also the editions. So for this one, there's only one only version of this video that is authenticated. So if we click into this um, authentic um, proof of authenticity, right, you can see that there's actually listing the NFT name and also the contract ID where the NFT is hosted on the blockchains. So this is really verified that no matter how many copy of this video online, this is the only one that is that's the only the true NFT art that he created. And you can see the owner history as well. So the artist created his art October 15 last year, and then the owner Max Sales owned it, right? 2 days later, where like he paid the highest price for this art. So yeah, and there's also a description and the details about the art on the website. And below you can see the purchase activity, right? So you can see like a lot of people like place offer for this art, and eventually the current owner Max Sales own the art because he make offer for the highest price. And there's also a comment sections where people kind of getting excited about this art, right? Like getting close and who will take it. So like they're pretty surprising that it's reaching like such high price, like over 100K. And below the comment sections, you can see the like other collection of the same artist. So this is like how the art in general is displayed on NFT marketplace. And the second example is another artwork that is made by the same artist, Trevor Jones, but he chose to sell it on a different platform called Async. So this is also one of the highest how it's like price of the NFT art. So last year it's like around like 200 K. And let's go to Async. So yeah, this is the art. And you can see like similarly, right? You can see the titles and you can choose to place a bid. And there's also details about art. One thing that is interesting about this art is that it's constantly changing. So you see that the background and also the color of the clothes is actually changing based on a specific design computer program that takes Ethereum price as the input. So every day when Ethereum price change, this art is also changing over time. And I can see like there's also options of accessory, right? People can purchase accessory for this art, and the owner of this art can choose to display those on the actually NFT art. So this is interesting because we can really see how NFT offers so many possibility for art that is not possible in traditional art setting. And now I believe Aziz will talk about the benefit of the NFT art.
Yep, thank you, Tony, for presenting some examples of NFTs. And now I'm going to talk about some benefits of NFT art. And I'm going to start with one of the main benefits of using NFT. And nowadays, basically, you're fully in control of your art. So it lives in a digital wallet to which you own the private keys. And when I'm talking about the digital wallet, I mean it's similar to an online bank account or like a PayPal account. And so when you publish an NFT, you get a token or coin that you can that represents your NFT piece of art, and you're the only one who has access to it. You can transfer it, you can send it to a friend, and you can even like upload to marketplace where other artists are also selling their NFT art. Another good benefit of using NFT personally, I would say one of the best like advantages of using NFTs in this space, you can publicly verify the ID numbers, the provenance, or even the authenticity of the art you're trading, or you're buying from other artists or any other individual like selling his art. So in other words, you're trying to mitigate the counterfeit risk and you're sure that you're buying something authentic. And third point, I would say storing your art in a safe manner, you're handling it or even sending it to an online wallet or an exchange is as easy as sending an email. You just like need a digital wallet installed on your computer or on your Android or iPhone. And something that I've quickly mentioned in the last slide, and the fact that it is super easy to store your digital art safely. You don't need to worry about your piece of art being stolen, deteriorating, or even paying hefty fees to storing places to ensure it and keep it in a safe place. I mean, as long as you have a digital wallet and as long as you keep your private key in a safe place and obviously not losing it, you don't need to worry about storing your art or storing your coins. And lastly, you can sell your art to a broader and bigger community, which means you have like access to a bigger community interested in NFT arts that you wouldn't have access to if you just like kept selling physical art, for example. And in general, like NFT is like linked to higher liquidity, and you have access to secondary and open marketplaces where you can even earn royalties. Thank you. And now I guess Gilberto will give some information about the growth of the NFT industry.
Yeah, so one thing to keep in mind about the art non-fungible token industry is that it's relatively new and the value of the industry is growing up over time. So looking at this graph, we see an exponential growth in the last couple of months. There's been more excitement around this industry. And yeah, we personally think it has a lot of potential. Right now, it has an estimated cap of about $46 million. But in December of 2020, we had about $8.2 million in sales that were actually recorded. So it's a growing industry and we expect it to grow a lot more. Another thing to consider is that, well, it's a young industry and there's certain factors that can really make you successful in this space. So since it's an online digital community and industry, you'll be most successful if you're really willing to learn and engage with the technology, marketplaces, and communities that are out there. So it's a dynamic industry and new technologies being built every week, every month. And so to really be successful in this community, in this industry, you really need to be able to learn about or be willing to at least hear about new innovation that's happening in this space. Another factor that can really make you successful in this space is just putting out digital artwork regularly, making sure that your online branding is on point, and also using and maintaining social media. So at the moment, the non-fungible token art industry, it's very centered around social media and digital communities. So really being a part of that can really make you successful in this space.
All right. Thank you all for attending our workshop. So Alex introduced you to the basics of NFT art and blockchain. Tony showed you some examples of successful NFT artists and NFT arts being sold on various marketplaces. And Gilberto talked about the growth of the NFT industry. And if you're still interested to learn more about this space and this industry, or if you want to get involved and publish or even deploy your own piece of art, we would like to help you. So we can help you many different ways. First, after our workshop, we will send you a follow-up email with a compilation of resources to learn more about NFTs, blockchain, and with many guides to learn how to properly value your art, how to make use of marketplaces efficiently, and how to grow a digital audience, and how to explore other options related to art on the blockchain. Secondly, if you'd like to try it yourself, either for fun or if you want to get seriously involved, you can schedule a call with one of our team members, either me, Gilberto, Tony, or Alex, and we will be super happy to guide you step by step to set up your own digital wallet, configure it, and even deploy your NFT on the blockchain and publish it on Rarible or OpenSea or any other marketplace. For the last slide, so we're done with our presentation for now. We would like to hear your questions. Feel free to post your questions in the comments section. And also don't forget to scan the QR code or access the link if you want to register if you want to get our guides basically, or even schedule a one-to-one meeting with one of our team members. Thank you.